Hi everybody, it's Jenny, the parent educator at the Relief Nursery. So I wanted to talk today about screen time. I know that when we're home with our kids as much as we are right now, with not a lot of interaction with others or preschool or parks to play in, things like that, it's really, really easy to fall into having that TV on all the time, to give your kids your phone just to keep them occupied, to give them an iPad. Technology is crazy right now and super accessible, and so I wanted to talk about how to use screen time to your advantage, and to be helpful as opposed to cause more problems. So I want to talk about what kids do need to grow and develop and to do well in this world, and for you to have a more cooperative child and an easier time with your child. Kids need lots of physical activity, lots and lots of physical activity. They need to climb, jump, throw things, build, go crazy. They need that physical activity, which is challenging right now because we can't go to playgrounds. And that might be a discussion for another blog as to the creative things that you could do to get that physical activity. Kids need creative outlets. They need to color, they need to create things, they need to build things, they need to pretend play, they need dress ups and things of that nature. That's how kids grow and develop and learn, because they need to interact with their environment, and everything happens. Everything they learn in life is happening through play. So important. But when kids are on screens, guess what? They're not playing. They're sitting there like this. They're not being physically active, and they're sedentary, and their brain is not doing what it needs to do to grow and develop. And we all want our kids to be successful in this world. And so one of the greatest gifts you could give them is the ability to regulate screen time and to the gift of play. So anyway, this is my cat Rosie. She likes to hang out with me. She's my only physical contact these days. I love her very much. I'll try not to let her distract me more than that. So anyway, so I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the negative effects, just list them off, because I'm not going to cite where they came from or studies, but just so you're aware, kids who watch excessive TV. Well, actually, let me start there. The National Academy of Pediatrics recommends that kids under the age of 2 watch zero TV. And preschoolers under the age of 5 watch no more than an hour a day. So that kind of gives you a context. They are basing that recommendation off of the developmental delays that they're seeing and emotional problems that they're seeing in kids who watch excessive TV. So excessive TV is more than an hour a day, more and having lots of screen time at a very young age. So the reality is that really when you're home with your kids 24/7, you're not going to leave it. You're probably not going to stick to an hour a day just because your sanity. Screen time can be used in a way that is healthy, that promotes creative play, that promotes imagination, but you just need to do it right. So the unhealthy side effects of excessive TV watching is that it disrupts sleep cycles. Your kids may fall asleep during the TV, but their quality of sleep is not as good. And it also increases insomnia, nighttime waking, and creates a more restless sleep. Kids who watch excessive TV, especially if it's not age appropriate, you see more violence, more power struggles, less ability to focus, a lot of attention stuff. Also a lot of, and it's an indicator of obesity later in life because kids are sedentary. They're not moving, they're not active, and that's what they need to be doing. So how do you use it? What do you do? And when I say use it to your advantage, I mean that I'm coming from a place of helping you take care of yourself. So TV can be a really great tool for giving you space and time to decompress, to relax for a minute. So when it is limited And when you use it specific times during the day, it's well scheduled, it will give you a break, and it'll give your kids a break. Okay? So my first tip is to not have it on all the time. I hear parents say all the time, well, the TV's on, but they don't really watch it. We throw in a movie, but they don't really watch it, and they're playing and whatever. Turn it off, because even though they're not watching it, it is constantly disrupting their play. Because it's calling them back. It is designed to grab attention. So when your kids are playing, like, oh, I'm playing with my little kitty cat. Oh, see what I mean? It literally sit and watch your kids. When the TV's on too long, they stop watching it, and then watch what happens. They're getting creative, and then they get drawn back. They get creative, and they get drawn back. So if they're not actively watching it, turn it off. You could have music on all day long, because that's a different part of the brain that it's affecting, and there's actually a lot of benefits to that. So if you need that background noise, go ahead, have music on, but do not have the TV on. So limit the time and duration that they're watching. So I would limit it, like kids shows, YouTube shows, and kids shows that are shows that are designed specifically for school age kids are really short. They're no more than 20 minutes. So keep it to one show or two shows, and then that's it. When you do that instead of a time, so you could watch the show for a half hour, then it's just easier. So you get to watch one show, you get to watch two shows, whatever it is, and then that's it. And that it's specific times during the day when you need it the most. So say you get up in the morning and your kids are like, "Arr," and you need to drink your coffee, get them settled, let them watch a 20-minute show so that you could just get yourself together so that you could start the process of the day at dinner time. That's another time that parents have kids watch TV a lot. And in my nighttime routine one, I really talked about not having it be part of your nighttime routine, and I think that's true of nap time also. You want to create a routine around nap time if your kid's still napping, if you're lucky enough to have a kid that still naps, to not have screen time be part of that either. Another tip is that your phone is yours. It's not your child's. You could say no. Say no. When they want to play with your phone, then they get beggy, they beg, and then it turns into a power struggle, and you give in and you give them your phone. That's your phone. You have a right to say, nope, it's not a toy. So keep it out of sight. Keep it up and about. And the third tip that relates directly to that is that you are modeling screen use. So if you're on your phone all the time, of course your kid's going to want to be on your phone or their device all the time, right? If you're constantly scrolling through social media or whatever, you're modeling that for your child. So this might be a big shift for you too, to figure out how to use your time without looking at a screen all the time. And guess what? When you don't look at a screen all the time, look at the possibilities. Oh my God, there's so many possibilities. You have to interact, you have to play, you have to get creative, you have to figure out how to use that time. And that feels hard. I know it does. But it's also can be really magic. And when you've done that and you've had a whole day or a few hours of really creative projects, or, the whole family cleaning the house or whatever it is, however you're spending your time, and you're like, oh, then yes, watch a TV show with your child and relax. There is a place for it. Also, let's see what else. So don't put TVs in your kids' room. Just don't do it. The National Psychiatric, or for children and adolescents, the National Pediatric of a National Association of Pediatrics, every kind of expert in the world says do not have a TV in your child's room. Actually, kids who have school-age kids who have TV access to their TVs or their screen times 24/7 in their rooms score academically lower than other kids. So think about that. So what else can I tell you? I think that it's about being smart, and it's about thinking through not just the short term, it's solving the problem in the moment, but long term. When you use it well, the things that you're going to see happen is that you're going to have better behavior. Your kids are going to be more cooperative. You're going to have less power struggles. You're going to see your child become really creative and ingenious in the things that they come up with to do. We're so afraid of our children being bored, but really creativity comes from boredom. That's the seed. And if you're bored, you figure things out. Feels harder as a parent sometimes because it feels like you have to entertain your child all the time. And initially it is hard because you have to kind of figure out a new flow of doing things when the TV's off. But I would say after a week of having that TV really limited and scheduled, you're going to see a huge improvement in behaviors, and things are going to get a lot easier, and you're going to feel more connected and closer to your children. And I had another thought, and I didn't write it down, and it was just there, and I forgot it. What was it? I don't know if I could come back and tell you. So I guess I don't remember. I'm sorry. So I guess I'm going to leave it there. So things to consider if you need help. I know what I was going to say. So when you change the rules, your kids are going to be pissed, and they're going to do whatever they can to kind of make it back to what they're comfortable with. So if all of a sudden you're like, no, you cannot play with my phone is going away. TV is off. We watched our 2 shows, off. We will watch it again at dinner time when mommy's making dinner. Don't watch TV while you're eating. Right, because it's a good time to connect, but like while you're making dinner. Anyway, that you might have explosions, you might have emotional upset. You can handle that. It's okay. They're upset, right? You don't need to argue with them. You don't need to talk them out of it. All you need to do is give them the space to have that upset. And once they get to the other side, they're going to be better. Right? It may last a long time. If you choose to give in the middle of that temper tantrum, you're causing it to last longer and be harder next time. So don't give in. Just be with your child when they're upset about it. Yeah, I know you're upset. You want to watch TV. Not a choice right now. And be emotionally neutral but supportive until they get to the other side. And do that every time. It's going to get easier, and they're going to stop arguing. They're going to stop asking for your phone every 2 seconds. They're going to stop whining when you turn it off because they're going to know the routine and schedule, and kids love routine and schedule. So you got this. Do it. Use screen time to your advantage. Use it well. Limit it. Space it out. Fill it in with lots of physical and creative play. I wish you so much luck. Call me or Barbara if you have any questions or need to figure it out or frustrated or don't understand some of the things I'm saying. We are totally available to you. So I wish you well and stay safe, and thank you.